G'day all, welcome back to Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro. Here today with a bit of Star Wars action. So, recently some figures popped up cheap at my local Zing. For all of our American viewers, Zing for you guys is the equivalent of your GameStops, I think. But yeah, these figures popped up cheap at my local shop, and I thought, man, they're great figures. They look excellent, and I'm just going to crack them out of the cases. And I thought, why not compare the figures? Today we're going to look at Bo-Katan Kryze. So, if you don't watch a lot of Star Wars, Bo-Katan Kryze is a character that was introduced in the animated series of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. She was voiced at that point by Katie Sackhoff. Sackhoff subsequently reprised her role in the sequel series Star Wars Rebels and made her live action debut as the character in the second season of The Mando. Just when I saw the character in the Mando, because I haven't been through the Clone Wars completely yet, but seeing it in the Mando, it was just an excellent looking armor suit. Katie Sackhoff is a great sci-fi actor as well. Just all in all, was just an excellent character. So, buying these toys was a bit of a no-brainer. So here, like the two figures that I bought, we've got the Retro Collection figure. And you can see it has the typical retro sticker on the front. It's just these really nice cards with the sort of edging and making it look retro or a bit old. Gives you a bit of a description on the back. It also shows you, what characters you're getting in this release. And you get the description up the top of the Star Wars Retro Collection is inspired by 1970s Star Wars figures and features original figure design and detailing. Continue your collection from the galaxy far, far away. They're just really nice figures. I think they're priced pretty recently as well. So to get these figures brand new, not on sale here in Australia, they're ranging from roughly around that $20 to $35 mark, depending on the character. The thing that's common and makes it retro is the points of articulation. So for these characters, they're not like your G.I. Joe characters that have the huge amount of articulation. These retro figures, you're just getting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation. I really like them. This will look great in my collection with my original vintage Star Wars figures. And as it's not a re-release, like this didn't obviously get released with the vintage collection, the character wasn't around at that point. So it will be a first edition type figure sitting in that collection. And then the other figure that I picked up was this Mandalorian Bo-Katan Kryze. So this is more heading into the realms of the Black Series figures. The card is a lot bigger, as is the figure, of course. Figure has a lot more articulation. Comes with this sweet coin up the top. I'm looking forward to getting that out and taking a look at that. Excellent artwork. And sort of the same on the back, a whole bunch of just gobbledygook, not really necessary stuff on the back there. But the description on the back of this one says, this distinctive collection features premium deco applications inspired by the end credit images from The Mandalorian, plus a collectible New Republic credit accessory. So that's what they're saying. The little coin is, it's a New Republic credit accessory. In terms of the card backs, I'd easily favour this one. This one's pretty nice. It's got artwork on it. This has the live action photo of Bo-Katan in the Mando, and I really think you just can't beat that. Like, it's nice having artwork, but it's nice having a sweet photo with the Cano symbol at the bottom. It just looks fantastic. And sorry, these larger figures in this card back, here in Australia, they were released around the $40 to $45 Australian mark. So yeah, they're a bit expensive, which is fine because you're getting that bigger figure with more articulation, more attention paid to the accessories and, the armor and stuff. But, buy what you want to buy. For me, having the vintage looking figures, I quite like that. The smaller figures. Not really a big collector of Black Series or, classifieds for G.I. Joes. I'm more of a fan of the 3.75 inch figures. So, without further ado, let's crack these open. And this is the best part of doing these videos, is getting to release some figures from their card backs. So when you do open these, I could have done that a bit better. When you do open these, you're getting this bubble in the back and you're getting a piece in the back. Like, they don't actually sit loose in there. So that's quite nice. Like, it's keeping the figure nice and safe. So in this, we're getting two hand blasters and the figure itself. You can see these blasters would be very easy to get lost. All right. So just straight off, like, the thing that impresses me with this figure is the colouring. Colouring, just this shade of blue, is absolutely magnificent. Just really nice, and it's really offset by the the brown and the grey. Really a beautiful figure, and probably, it's very impressive. Just see if I can show you this. The artwork up on the helmet is just fantastic. That's better. So you can see that artwork. I think just for a small figure, that looks excellent. So probably one of the things to note is you're getting two blasters, but of course, because it's a vintage, it's a retro figure, the holsters on her legs obviously can't hold the weapons, which is absolutely fine. It's understandable. I don't have a problem with that. You notice too, the sight up the top, which is very common with the the Boba Fett's of the retro era, is part of a permanent mold there. It's not a part that sits out. And that's kind of what you want. These figures were meant to be played with, and you didn't want parts that were just going to snap off instantly. And see, she's got her Mando backpack on there with the rocket firing, and it was such a smaller pack than Boba Fett's. All in all, what a great figure. Let's get these blasters in hand. So something I like is usually with 3.75 inch figures, and especially the G.I. Joe figures, you'd put a handgun or, you know, a weapon into the hands, and it would face off in some weird direction. You chuck the blasters into Bo-Katan's hands, and they're actually facing forwards and look normal. So when you set her up in some type of small diorama, it actually looks like she's, you know, storming a building, facing forward, shooting forward. So thank you for doing that. Okay. Well, that's the retro figure. And then for this one. So I did take a bit of sticky tape off before I started this video, just for ease. So you can see that wasn't holding well. These are more just pieces on the back, I think, that prevent the shell from coming away. Just trying to find the best way to do this. There we go. I'll still keep the cards from this, so I want to damage it as least as possible. Okay. And here's our figure. Let's have a look at this credit. So it feels like cheap plastic. If you think like a, you know, a poker chip that you're buying from a cheap shop, that's pretty much the consistency. If you really want to know, then let's go crazy and do this. So 0.002 grams. But looks fantastic. Really happy with that. I think the thing to be aware of is when you're looking at it, it's in the packet, you might think it might be metal. It is not metal. It is a very light plastic, but it looks fantastic. Look great in someone's display. So, let's put that over there. Okay, the figure herself. So these blasters, they're sticky taped in. Which in a way, that's what you want. You want them to be secure. In another way, you just want to not have to fluff around with sticky tape. But whatever, first world problems, right? Okay, second blaster. Okay. Now, this figure does have the scope up the top. as you're expecting, between, you know, say a $20 figure and a $40 figure, you would of course be wanting the level of accuracy and intricacy that you are getting with that price increase. I find it interesting, like, this isn't a Black Series figure, of course, but it's pretty close. Like, I'm sort of, it's not a massive expert on these, but I would say this is just really what you're getting in the Black Series figures anyway. I'm sure there are some experts out there. Definitely people like Usual Mike here in Australia would know the differences. But to me, with my very untrained eye, you know, this is just an alternative to the Black Series figure. As far as the colouring goes, you know, you're not getting those bright colours, and I would say that's clearly a result of the fact that this one is based off Repro, so they're going to use just blatant colours like your blues, browns and greys, whereas this one has already said that it was based off a certain scene at, you know, the end of an episode of Mando. So they're of course going to go with the colours that were featured in that episode. So yeah, but regardless, they are nice colours. You sort of got just a bit of a chromey type look on the chest up here, and that extends down to here. You sort of got like that green up here is flowing down onto the holster and the accessory belt. I don't know if that's meant to be like that. I would hope so. You've got this sort of, rather than just a blatant, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but just that vibrant blue. You've got this sort of darker blue, which is more with someone, you know, with a Mando in that episode. It would be dark rather than just a bright blue. Okay, so face, and that face sculpt is excellent. Being a big G.I. Joe fan, and looking at the classifieds that we're getting, it is sometimes just luck of the draw what kind of face sculpt that you're going to get with your figures. Let's try and get this camera to focus. This face sculpt is excellent. It actually looks like Katie, and I think for a $40 figure, that's the type of quality you should be getting. So the articulation, it's excellent. Forwards and backwards. Got your arms. Always worried about sending them outwards. It's this shoulder pad up here. They're sort of blocking the movement of going outwards, and I don't want to force it. But you've got your wrist articulation, got your elbows, got knees, you've got feet, and of course up at the waist. The body itself rocks forward and to the side, but just very minimal. The backpack comes off, no worries, but then goes in well enough to stay. The helmet, So you can see they've stepped it up in comparison to this helmet, which once again, that's what you'd want to be expecting. But in saying that, you know, the amount of detail on this figure, this retro figure, is phenomenal. When you look at this figure, there's not actually much added to the helmet apart from, oh, and look at that, the sight can come down as well. That is excellent. Let's see how the weapons go. So first one's in. The second one is getting there. Come on, bro. There we go. Had to assist it a little bit, but we got there. So as per the retro, no real problems holding the weapons and holding them straight. There's none of this weird pointing off at 27 degrees because the hand molds are weirdly made. Oh, Jesus. There's a bit of a hard movement, getting that elbow to move, but we got there. So, yeah, this figure is great, but I think, as I've said, it's what you should expect for paying that extra money. Let's take a quick look at the holsters. So you can see that it's sort of bent a little bit, but that's okay. This one looks fine. You can only assume we're going to put the weapon in. Yep, that's great actually. I really like that. Fits in with no problems. Put the other one in. So yeah, the holsters work great. So yeah, great figure, but that's what you're paying for, right? And you also get in that larger size, which some people are into. I'm not really, but yeah, it was a great price, so why not? So let me know in the comments which one you prefer out of you know, your larger size Black Series type figure and the retro figure. Me personally, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to go with the retro figure. The colors, I just love it. Just love the colors. It's simple. She's got her blasters. The helmet looks fantastic. The artwork on the helmet is absolutely fantastic. We get it to focus. No. Yeah, this is the one to buy in my opinion. But you're also, if you're picking these up for cheap, then just get both. This thing was down to, I think, $10, which is uber cheap. This thing was down to 15, I believe, from 45. So yeah, what a bargain. I had no problems buying both of these figures. Okay, so like I said, just let me know in the comments which figure you like. Are you a big collector of the Star Wars series? Which one are you focusing mainly on, the retros or these larger Black Series figures? I'd like to thank you very much for checking out my videos. If you're not currently subscribed, please hit that sub button. It helps me out. If you enjoyed the video today, hit the like button. If there's anything that you'd like me to open, review, take a look at, or show you, just let me know in the comments. But apart from that, thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.